Hi, my name is Mike. Welcome to Painting with Mike. Today we got something special planned for you. We're going to do essentially a two-part painting. It's two paintings in one. We're going to go ahead and apply some black gesso, which is a acrylic type of paint that's really loose and watered down. So if you have acrylic at home, you can just water it down. I already have some that's already pre-made. So you'll be needing this today. And just a cheap old chip brush that I got from a hardware store. And we'll go ahead and apply this on, and then we'll go back and put some oil paints on it. So I hope you're doing good at home. If no one told you, by the way, I think you're looking quite beautiful. So let's go ahead and do something beautiful today, okay? So we're gonna go ahead and get some of this acrylic paint going. Let's go ahead and just get some down here. Just apply it on. And what we're gonna do is, well, I have something a little bit special planned, so I wanna go ahead and get this kind of done here. Let's go ahead and, if you go like this and just tap, you can put in these little trees. And here you just wanna keep it nice and dark. So just keep this nice and dark. Go all the way down. Get a little bit more here. And all you do right now is just essentially applying all the dark and just making your life a lot easier when we go ahead and put the oils on. And so if you just tap, you can put in all this stuff, okay? We're going to do the same thing on the other side. Same thing. Get this nice and dark over here. Okay. And I'm going to bring this out a little bit further than this left side here. So on this right side, we're going to come out over here. And the same thing, you're just gonna tap, okay? Just tap. Keep tapping it all the way down. Put up a little bit more. Okay, and then so you can essentially just get in nice and dark. Okay, just keep tapping that in. Try to stay a little bit over to the right so you can see a little bit better. And I'm gonna do the same thing over here. I'm thinking, if you go like this, up, you can get all this detail that's in right here. And then you can come in like so. Same thing on over here, and then bring it over. Just like this, okay? Let the brush do everything for you. Everything is in these bristles, okay? You just gotta unlock it. And it's nothing special. All I'm doing is pushing into the canvas. You go like this and push up. Like this and push up, okay? And you'll get all these little details in here, okay? So I'm just gonna put a little bit more. Yeah, nice and dark, so right here, okay? And just like that, you went ahead and got a half of a black canvas done right there, like that, okay? So at this point, you have two ways that you can get this thing to dry, okay? So the first thing is you can either let it sit and it will take about an hour to dry, or you can actually pull out a blow dryer and blow dry it. It is acrylic paint. You're not gonna have to worry about it. You can blow dry it. It'll be done in 5 minutes. Do not use a blow dryer on oil paint, okay? You got to think of it as just let nature's run its course when it's drying, when it comes to oils, okay? Don't speed it up, just let it do its thing, okay? But this essentially is what this is, okay? Now, if you're using one brush and you do this acrylic, I'm recommending you go and you wash it right now and get that acrylic out. And then you're gonna have to let it dry. So more than likely you'll have to do the painting the next day if you're gonna be attempting this. But this is it. So at this point, it's wet. I have one that's already done. I'm just gonna swap them out. And if you can just bear with me just a moment. I'm just gonna pop this. Slide this right there, so. No. See, I like this easel because I can lock it and twist it in. We got these screws on the top here and on the bottom. And I just got to tighten this up. And that's it. This guy ain't moving. Okay? Now, what I'm going to go ahead and do at this time is I'm going to use what is known as a clear medium, which is this stuff right here. Okay, there's no pigment in this. It's the same as the white medium, except there's no pigment. So it's, you know, in that case, it's a little bit different, you know. But basically, I'm gonna go ahead and apply this on. Now, when you apply this, it needs to be a very thin amount because your canvas, literally your entire painting, will run off and it will go on the floor if you put too much. So if you think you've put too much or you're a little bit nervous about it, grab a paper towel and go ahead. And I'm gonna go ahead and apply this canvas is dry. And if you can just bear with me just a moment, I'm gonna go ahead and apply this stuff onto here. And it'll be just a second, I got this little fuzzy thing, there we go. All right, so a little bit of this stuff will go a long, long way. So you need to be careful with this. And as I told you before, you don't paint this on, you gotta scrub this in there, okay? You gotta scrub this in here. And just bear with me. It is tough to see because it's clear and translucent, so it's hard to see it. So you're gonna have to look to see if there's glares and stuff in the canvas. And make sure you have this stuff on here. Yep, should be pretty much good. A little bit more down here. All right, just gonna even out. Doing vertical strokes, up and down, horizontal, side to side. Make sure everything is on here evenly. If you get a hair, you use the side of the brush. I got a couple here, just go like that and you pop them off. One more right there, good to go. I'll put this down. And then once again, I'm washing with odorless paint thinner. I will always remind you of that. And give me just a second. Now, another reminder when you're using this clear medium is that you're gonna have to make sure your brush is clean with that paint thinner. It does have a little bit of a reaction. It will give you some special effects. I'll show you that, but right now I really don't want that at this time. Since we're using a clear medium, I'm gonna add some white to this and try to basically make myself a white medium. So I'm gonna use some of my titanium white right here. Just get some on the brush. And just come up here and apply it. And don't worry about getting it on here, okay? Like right over here and stuff, don't worry about it. Just get it in this white part the best you can. Okay. And with that, I'm going to clean the brush again. Make sure it's dry. And I'm going to go through my colors real quick. I forgot to do that. I always do that. I got myself titanium white. This is French ultramarine. Midnight black right here. Some Van Dyke brown. Sap green. Cad yellow. Some Indian yellow. And some Cad red. And those would be the colors for today. And real quick, I was thinking about putting in a sunset. So I got a piece of masking tape. So I'm going to figure out where I want the horizon to be. So I think it will be about right there. I'm going to put this on here. Okay, and if it stays with me, it'll stay on there. If not, we'll have some issues. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna start out with this Indian yellow right here. I'm gonna go right here. And I'm thinking the sun's gonna be right over here in this corner, right here. So just put that in. I want a very, very small amount of this Indian yellow. And you're gonna start it here and kind of work your way out. Very, very softly, okay? Very softly. Just even this, get the stuff out here. Okay. And now I'm gonna apply a little bit right here in the water as well. The same thing. Just a little bit of that yellow right here, Indian yellow. And like I said, I'm in my mind, the sun's right here. So I want it kind of going this way, okay? Okay. Next thing I'm going to go into is a little bit of this Cad red. Take a little bit over here, put it on the side. This is why you want a big easel, so you have all this room to sit here and mix with, okay? So take this over here. And we're gonna get some of this red. And we're gonna come up right here. Right there. And put in some of that red. Okay? And I'm gonna do the same thing right here. Right here. Put in that red. Okay? I'm gonna add just a touch more of this red. I want it right up here. Okay, because if we put blue, which I'm gonna do next, up here, and it touches this yellow, you'll have green in the sky, which I really am not looking for, so I wanna have some blue up here, so I wanna have some blue down here, okay? So you're gonna take that same dirty brush, we haven't washed it since we started putting the color on. I want you to slide out a little bit of this blue, a very, very small amount. I mean, I know it probably looks like a lot, but it's barely here, okay? Do your best to beat it on here, make sure it gets all on there. And we're gonna come right up here, and we're gonna apply that blue. Right here. I want you to leave a little separation right here between this color and this, because we're gonna go back and highlight this, okay? But down here, I want this on here, okay? And if it mixes here and you get the green, it's okay, all right? That's perfectly fine, but try not to get it into the sky. Add a little bit more. And this stroke, you want this horizontal stroke from side to side, okay? I'm gonna add just a little bit more because I just want it a little bit more darker. A little bit darker. right here. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead at this time, I'm gonna wash this brush. And I just want to show you, this is my bucket. It's got paint there, it's got a screen. I just wash it on there. And here's my bucket with a bat sticking out and a trash bag, and this is what I beat the brush out of. Beat my brush, I guess you can say. All right, so let's go up here. Make sure this brush is dry. And we're gonna start here. I wanna add just a little bit of this white. A little bit of this white right here. Kind of swirl it in there just a tad bit. I'll add just a little bit more. I want it a little bit bright right here. A little bit bright right here. Okay, and now start working this. I'll work down here too. Get all the yellow first, and then we'll work our way upwards. And you're just blending this out. Blending this out. Nice little slow crisscross. Very soft, and it goes ahead and it blends it right out for you, okay? And I'm gonna come down here. I'm gonna turn the brush. Since I got the red, I'm just gonna turn the brush and do the same thing here. And this way I don't get this red into the yellow. Okay, I'm gonna come back up, turn the brush back up, and get right here, and you wanna blend this right here, okay? You can take some of that blue and you can bring it down. Okay, and then down here. Okay, and I think we'll just keep it a clean sky today, no clouds. Let's go ahead and pull this off. I'm gonna go ahead and clean this brush. I'm gonna go ahead and kind of smear this right here. Just keep going back and forth and kind of blend. Okay, and we'll make a slight little horizon. We're gonna go ahead and enhance that by adding some white. And what you're gonna do is you need to tap it and get on the tip of this brush here. Okay, and we're gonna go ahead and, if you watched my last video with the mountains, you know that we punched it. So you're gonna punch in here, you're gonna actually add a little bit of, like a little bit of cloud cover, a little bit of mist right here. Simply punch it in it. And just keep doing that for a little bit there, and you'll see the clouds. And I'm gonna go ahead and add a little bit more. Tap it again. And this time, I think I'm gonna add just a little bit of this red right here. Just a little bit. Try to get a little bit more texture and color in there, just slightly. Okay, there you go. I know it doesn't seem like much, but when you put in everything else, this is going to be nice and light. And just to play it a little bit safe, I'm going to add just a little bit more of this yellow ochre right there. Okay. And in fact, I think I'll add a little bit more of this red, the red instead. There you go. I'm gonna add it right there. I don't know if you can see that, but the horizon is right there. I mean, I'll try to put a little bit more to try to make it pop out. But notice the stroke is side to side, okay? Okay, and a little bit more. Very soft, very soft. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and clean this and just blend that real quick. And there is our water, a little bit of a, I guess a sunset, a sunrise, whatever you'd like to picture in your own mind. All right, with that dry brush, let's go ahead and get this blend. Remember, side to side, okay? Side to side. Side to side, okay? Little hair right there. All right. And over here, I got these little things. I'm just gonna blend it. Makes it a little bit misty, as you can tell. And that stuff was already there, so I told you don't worry about it. Just let this stuff work for you. All this extra stuff that you have here, just let it work for you. You know, it's really amazing. You make these little accidents, and it just seems to work. Okay, and so by blending it just like so, made it look all misty, pretty, beautiful. You got all these beautiful colors, okay? And there you go. All right, what we're gonna go ahead and do now is I wanna tint this a little bit with some sap green. I'm using that same dirty brush that we've used this whole time. All right, same 2-inch brush, just a little bit of this stuff. I want to just tint this, okay? Just tinting it. I have a very, very small amount. Okay, there we go. Okay, I'm gonna use the same brush. And actually, I think right now I'm gonna go ahead and just put in some tree branches, some trees basically. Let's go ahead and do this. I'm gonna grab the number 10 palette. I'm gonna grab some brown. I'm gonna grab a little bit of this white here. I want a nice marble color like that. I'm gonna do a little bit of that roll, there it is. And let's go ahead and put in some trunks, okay? I'm gonna add a little bit more white because this side, remember the sun's coming this way, so I want a little bit of light on here. So just a little bit more white, and then we'll have it coming up. Okay, there you go. We'll wipe the knife. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and use 2-inch brush. I'm gonna take this yellow here, pull some out. Add just a touch of that green in there. So when you do this, you want to pull this out. Same thing, kind of have it a little bit marbly like that. Don't over mix the color. And you want to tap in this way, just push it up. Okay? Yeah, a little bit more, there we go. All right. And we're gonna come in, you're gonna come over here and start tapping in your leaves. Okay? You're gonna have to constantly reload. So all I'm doing is I'm very softly just touching, okay? More, I'd say halfway of this brush over, not so much the whole brush, and that's it. Okay, and you can see right there all the different things, all the different leaves. Okay, it's just how you load and tap. That's all the secret is to this technique right here. Load and tap. So get our colors, tap it in. Like I said, you want that upward motion like that. You want it on the top of the brush. Okay, and you just come over and you tap. Another thing too is you want to kind of go over these shadow colors that you have in the background, okay? Trying to make the leaves pop a little bit over, okay? And then just put them in, okay? And you'll find it's a little bit easier if you move a little bit quicker. You get different effects just from different angles of the brush, so just have fun with it. It's your world. Do whatever you want, you know? And that's it. I mean, as you can tell. And because we put that little misty in there, it's all misty. It's fading out towards the back, towards the shadow. It's beautiful. And you can do this yourself. It's not hard. We've so far been doing this entire painting pretty much with just this 2-inch brush. Okay, and it's the same thing. Just tap. That's all you gotta do. Okay, and these things are here. They're all there. Just gotta let them out of the brush. Okay, you get all these different beautiful effects. You're not doing much. That's the beauty of the wet on wet technique. So this is a wet on wet technique with oil paint. And then you have your traditional, and then you have a hybrid style, which is half and half of both, or things like that, okay? This wet on wet technique is the perfect stepping stone for someone that's struggling, just starting out, maybe not that artistic, don't have the confidence. You don't need a lot of equipment. You don't need a lot of different paints or brushes, and it's extremely effective. And what it does is it gives you that confidence. And with that confidence, you'll want to go to more traditional, and I mean, it just keeps building and building and building. And that's what's beautiful about painting, is that the more you do it, the better you get, and it's just never ending. Constantly, if I was you, look at all different types of artists, especially on YouTube or wherever else, and pick up whatever techniques they got and just keep learning. That's why I like this. It's fun for me because I'm constantly learning new techniques, okay? So once again, just keep tapping it. And then you get all these wonderful things, okay? And just keep working it. Okay? Okay? Just like that. Just like that. Just like that. Okay? And you can see all the different things. And that's what's beautiful about putting this black in first. You put the black in, you don't have to worry about the shadow. It's already there. You see how beautiful this came out? And you haven't even done much. It's absolutely gorgeous. And that's what I want to show you. It's not that hard. You just need the confidence, the right equipment, and you'll get this, okay? So we're gonna go ahead and work this side. This side, we're gonna do the same thing. Okay? Same thing. I want a little bit more yellow with this, just because, once again, the sun's coming this way, so this side's gonna be a little bit brighter. Okay? And then the same thing. Just hit it that way. Same thing. Okay? And just find where you want to put them. Try to have some concept of where you want to put them, I guess you could say. Don't just pop them anywhere, but have an idea of how you want to do this, okay? Now I'm going to go ahead and get both sides. Okay. I'm going to go ahead and get both sides. A little bit more yellow here. Add a little bit, maybe this Indian there, just a touch of that. And I'm going to start doing these things. Okay? Once again, just like how we did when we put the black, you're going to go like this, push up, and you get all these different wonderful things. Just like that. See? Okay. You can also pull this down, turn the brush, use the top of the brush, and you can get different little effects. Okay? There you go. You haven't done much. Go ahead. Just get right up here. I want a little bit of stuff. Okay. I'm gonna go ahead right now. I'm gonna use my small palette knife. This is the number 5. And I'm gonna go ahead and put some light mud or something right there, maybe some rocks. I'm using the same pile right here. I'm gonna add just a touch more of that. Maybe just a touch of this red, just a touch. Maybe a little bit more. Right like that. There we go. Okay. There we go. And take it, hold it like so. And by doing that, see. All right, here we go. Okay, that's looking good. I want to go ahead and get some. You can tell. Light, dark, a little bit lighter, dark, light, dark, light, dark. That's all it is. So now I'm just scrubbing. Be careful, make sure your knife's clean. All right. And I'll have to put a little rock there because I got that nick, so no problem. We'll just put a little bit of this brown. Okay. Same thing, go in here and get the highlight color. You want to highlight the right side here, okay? Clean the knife again, make sure it's clean. And go right back and put another waterline in. Okay. Put some right there. You can scratch, don't be afraid about cutting this. You're not gonna do anything like that. I think I just want one more something over here. Okay, I'm just gonna grab a liner brush and put in some extra little stuff and details, and that's it. And that's the painting. So I'm gonna go ahead and use a little bit of this paint thinner. Actually, I'm gonna use this clear medium. And I'll go right into this brown, that's fine. You want to spin it, get it all on your bristles, pull it out to a nice sharp point, and then come over here and just put in some extra twigs. Okay? Like I told you in the last painting, these little extra details are really what sell the painting, would give it the, you know, basically give it the realistic stuff. You know, that's the stuff that people want to see. But remember, no matter what, it's coming from you, so it's gonna be beautiful, no matter what you do. Be proud of what you do, keep learning. You know, everything's just gonna get better and better. You just gotta keep practicing. That's the whole key to life. Can't give up, okay? Life isn't the greatest all the time, I guess, so just do your best. People don't have Guy. I'll be using a white medium to do so. Put it right here. I recommend using, you gotta get the slide because you have all this thick paint. So anytime you sign your name, you gotta thin out the paint. A lot of times I just use the medium. I'll use it like if it's a lighter painting, like a snow painting, I'll use the clear medium with the dark and then I'll sign it that way. With this, I'm using the white. And definitely put a name on there. Be proud of what you got. You'd be surprised, man, what people think of your work. Okay, there we go. We did 2 paintings in one today. We did an acrylic. As I told you, you do the background with the acrylic gesso. If you don't have the gesso, you can simply use acrylic and just thin it out with some water. You can use whatever color you like. Today we went with black. We did a nice little sunset. We did nice green foliage all the way around, okay? We didn't use a lot of brushes. We were able to do something very effective. I'm very proud of you. Like I told you earlier, I think you're very beautiful. I think you're very kind, and I think you just did something wonderful. And be proud of it, okay? God bless, take care, stay safe. And remember, if Mike can do it, you can too. Take care.